Hi everyone, my name is Meghna. I'm a senior makeup artist with Crayon City, Delhi. Today we're going to talk about a very important thing again, which is called correctors or neutralizers. Correctors and neutralizers, a lot of people need it. A lot of people have dark circles, pigmentation around the mouth, pigmentation on the cheeks, tan line on the forehead, old pimple marks, chickenpox mark, vitiligo, scar, birthmarks, or any kind of uneven skin tone on the skin, because of which before we wear any kind of base we need little help with our primers and correctors. In primers and correctors we have a whole range of colors, as you can see. They come in the form of cream or in the form of liquids. They usually have a color in themselves or a tint of color. Now today I'll explain it to you what are these colors for and how and why they work as correctors. When we have a dark circle or pigmentation around the mouth, it's basically because our undertone of the skin is grey or bluish in nature, because of which it tends to appear dark. To cut that or to neutralize that, we use colors from the orange or the red family. The darker the pigmentation, the darker the orange or the red tone will be. Very dark patch, we can use colors like this. Light patch, less dark, and for very dark patches we stick to the yellow tone or the orange color tone of the family. If you have slight uneven skin tone, then you can go for a color like this, which is a beautiful blend of orange and yellow. It's a new color introduced by Derma, which is called a D34. You must be wondering what is this green color for? We tend to use the green color as a corrector if you have rosacea on your cheeks, a lot of acne and the skin has turned red, or you have very sensitive skin. You can apply green. Also you can apply in the form of a liquid in a thin veil. The name of this color is mint. So these are all the neutralizers and correctors that you can use before your base. I have this small tattoo on my wrist. I'm going to show you how I can cover this. We are going to start off with cleaning the surface area really well, so that your base can stay there. So first of all, we're going to take this orange color and evenly cover wherever there is discoloration or mark or birthmark or tattoo, any of those kind of tones. We are using Derma D30 to cover this mark, which is D30 is like a bright orange color. Always apply the D30 on the spot and blend out the edges, so that by the time you have covered the mark, there isn't any kind of orange patch left on your skin. The most important part which you should remember when you're using any kind of concealer or a cream based product is to use a brush which has nylon bristles. If you use a brush which has natural sable hair or any kind of natural hair, it will not deposit the color onto your skin. Once you've applied D30 onto the skin, we need to set it with little bit of derma fixing powder, so that the orange color gets absorbed into the skin and it sets itself. A very slight amount of derma powder. Whatever extra powder you have, you can just dust it off. And now we are going to go back into the tattoo mark with my skin tone. Since you are applying a skin tone on top of the orange product, don't blend the product. You need to just dab the skin tone onto the orange color in dabbing movement, and continue using a concealer brush which has nylon bristles. It is important to bear in mind that you are not using too much product, because if you are using too much product, it will not give you a natural even tone finish. So always start with less product and build it up as you go along. You can also of course use a primer before you start your concealing. If you can use Ultra Under Base, Perfect Matte, or even Invisible Matte if you're trying to cover any kind of old scar or a tissue mark. We are right now blending out the skin tone so it doesn't look like a patch on the skin. You can see we have a very nice coverage over here. You're using a slightly lighter skin tone to even out the even out the base which we applied before. And now we are going to use a lot of derma fixing powder and completely set the base. Always use a generous amount of fixing powder so that you know your coverage is going to stay. With this kind of camouflage makeup which we did today, you can do any kind of activities throughout the day in heat. You can sweat, you can even go and swim. It will not come off. With derma color, we have applied derma fixing powder, and at the end you can also apply derma fixer spray which also has SPF 15. So as now you can see, the tattoo has been covered beautifully. You can do the final step with the derma fixer spray. From 10 to 15 centimeters away, just spray it. You can go for a swim, you can have a full day out in the sun, nothing will happen to this makeup. Also, you must bear in mind that the corrector and neutralizer or concealer, they are all more or less the same things. Neutralizer comes in different colors and the corrector also comes in different colors. Their main purpose is to hide any kind of discoloration, mark or pigmentation out of the skin. I hope it was helpful today, what we did on my skin. And if you have any further queries, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me at kryloncitydelhi@gmail.com, or you can leave your comments at the comment box below. Thank you.